everyone, and welcome to episode 47 of Java with Jesus. I am so glad you are here with me today. We are in the middle of Joshua right now, still in the Old Testament, but in the middle of Joshua. And Joshua has conquered 31 kings and their cities to give the land to the Israelites per God's commandments. So that's where we are right now. We do have a really long read today. We'll be reading chapters 13 through 19 today. So a lot of bit of reading, so no rambling here. Just quick notes. I do have my Java this time. I had water yesterday, but today I have my Java. We're going to need it for this long read. I have my devotional book and my Bible here. Everything is linked below. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into it because, like I said, we got quite a bit of reading to do. Episode 47, Choosing Your Battles. Oh. If you could change one thing about the world, what would you change? Don't worry about how it would happen, whether it's realistic or whether anyone would ever go for it. Just dream. Imagine that it could happen. What would you change? This period of time in Israel's history is their opportunity to change their world. Much of what God wants done is theirs to do, and their list of tasks lies before them like an agenda for change. But it means setting priorities. In this passage, also look for the lessons about the rewards of faith in God, when to break with tradition, and hazards along the path of least resistance. Okay, so today's chapters for reading will be Joshua 13:1 through 19:51. Joshua 13, Canaan divided among the tribes. Now Joshua was old and advanced in years when the Lord said to him, "You are old and advanced in years." Sorry. And very much of the land remains to be possessed. This is the land that remains, all the regions of the Philistines and all those of the Geshurites, from the Shihor, which is east of Egypt, as far as the border of Ekron to the north. It is counted as Canaanite. The 5 lords of the Philistines, the Gazite, the Ashdodite, the Ashkelonite, the Gittite, the Ekronite, and the Avite. And the Avite to the south, all the land of the Canaanite, and Mira that belongs to the Sidonians, as far as Aphek, to the border of the Amorite, and the land of the Gebalite, and all of Lebanon, toward the east, from Baal Gad below Mount Hermon, as far as Lebo Hamath. All the inhabitants of the hill country from Lebanon as far as Misrephoth Maim, all the Sidonians, I will drive them out from before the sons of Israel. Only allot it to Israel for an inheritance as I have commanded you. Now therefore apportion this land for an inheritance to the 9 tribes and the half-tribe of Manasseh. With the other half-tribe, the Reubenites and the Gadites received their inheritance which Moses gave them beyond the Jordan to the east, just as Moses the servant of the Lord gave to them. From Aror, which is on the edge of the valley of Arnon, with the city which is in the middle of the valley, and all the plain of Medeba as far as Dibon, and all the cities of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon as far as the border of the sons of Ammon, and Gilead, and the territory of the Geshurites, and the Maccathites, and all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan as far as Selikah, all the kingdom of Og and Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth and in Edrei, for Moses struck them and dispossessed them. But the sons of Israel did not dispossess the Geshurites or the Maccathites, for Geshur and Maccath live among Israel until this day. Only to the tribe of Levi he did not give an inheritance. The offerings by fire to the Lord, the God of Israel, are their inheritance, as he spoke to them. So Moses gave an inheritance to the tribe of the sons of Reuben according to their families. Their territory was from Aror, which is on the edge of the valley of the Arnon, with the city which is in the middle of the valley and all the plain by Medeba, Heshbon and all its cities which are on the plain, Dibon and Bamoth Baal and Beth Baal Meon, and Jahaz and Kedemoth and Mephath, and Kiriathaim and Sibmah and Zarethashar on the hill of the valley, and Beth Peor and the slopes of Pisgah and Beth Jeshemoth, even all the cities of the plain and all the kingdom of Sihon king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, whom Moses struck with the chiefs of Midian, Evi and Rechem, and Zur and Hur and Reba, the princess of Sihon, who lived in the land. The sons of Israel also killed Balaam, the son of Beor, the diviner, with the sword among the rest of their slain. The border of the sons of Reuben was the Jordan. This was the inheritance of the sons of Reuben according to their families, the cities and their villages. Moses also gave an inheritance to the tribe of Gad, to the sons of Gad, according to their families. Their territory was Jazer, and all the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the sons of Ammon, as far as Aror, which is before Rabbah, and from Heshbon as far as Ramath-Mizpeh, and Betonim, and from Manahaim as far as the border of Debir. And in the valley Beth-Haram, and Beth-Nimrah, and Succoth, and Zephon, the rest of the kingdom of Sihon king of Heshbon, with the Jordan as a border as far as the lower end of the sea of Chinnereth beyond the Jordan to the east. This is the inheritance of the sons of Gad according to their families, the cities and their villages. Moses also gave an inheritance to the half-tribe of Manasseh, and it was for the half-tribe of the sons of Manasseh according to their families. Their territory was from Manahaim, all Bashan, all the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, and all the towns of Jair, which are in Bashan, 60 cities. Also half of Gilead, with Ashtaroth and Edrei, the cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan, were for the sons of Machir the son of Manasseh, for half of the sons of Machir according to their families. These are the territories which Moses apportioned for an inheritance in the plains of Moab, beyond the Jordan at Jericho to the east. But to the tribe of Levi, Moses did not give an inheritance. The Lord, the God of Israel, is their inheritance, as he had promised to them. That was a lot. Joshua 14, Caleb's request. Now these are the territories which the sons of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the households of the tribes of the sons of Israel apportioned to them for inheritance, by the lot of their inheritance as the Lord commanded through Moses, from the 9 tribes and the half-tribe. For Moses had given the inheritance of the 2 tribes and the half-tribe beyond the Jordan, but he did not give an inheritance to the Levites among them. For the sons of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim, and they did not give a portion to the Levites in the land, except cities to live in, with their pasture lands for their livestock and for their property. Thus the sons of Israel did just as the Lord had commanded Moses, and they divided the land. Then the sons of Judah drew near to Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, said to him, You know the word which the Lord spoke to Moses, the man of God, concerning you and me in Kadesh Barnea. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land, and I brought word back to him as it was in my heart. Nevertheless, my brethren who went up with me made the heart of the people melt with fear, but I followed the Lord my God fully. So Moses swore on that day, saying, Surely the land on which your foot has trodden will be an inheritance to you and your children forever, because you have followed the Lord my God fully. Now behold, the Lord has let me live, just as he spoke, these 45 years, from the time that the Lord spoke this word to Moses, when Israel walked in the wilderness, and now behold, I am 85 years old today. I am still as strong today as I was in the day Moses sent me. As my strength was then, so my strength is now, for war and for going out and coming in. Now then, give me this hill country about which the Lord spoke on that day. For you heard on that day that Anakim were there, with great fortified cities. Perhaps the Lord will be with me, and I will drive them out, as the Lord has spoken. So Joshua blessed him and gave Hebron to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, for an inheritance. Therefore Hebron became the inheritance of Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, until this day, because he followed the Lord God of Israel fully. Now the name of Hebron was formerly Kiriath Arba, for Arba was the greatest man among the Anakim. Then the land had rest from war. Joshua 15. Territory of Judah. Now the lot for the tribe of the sons of Judah, according to their families, reached the border of Edom, southward to the wilderness of Zin at the extreme south. Their south border was from the lower end of the Salt Sea, from the bay that turns to the south. Then it proceeded southward to the ascent of Akrabim and continued to Zin, then went up by the south of Kadesh Barnea and continued to Hezron, and went up to Adar and turned about to Karka. It continued to Asmon and proceeded to the brook of Egypt, and the border ended at the sea. This shall be your south border. The east border was the Salt Sea as far as the mouth of the Jordan, and the border of the north side was from the bay of the sea at the mouth of the Jordan. Then the border went up to Beth Hoglah and continued on the north of Beth Araba, and the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. The border went up to Debir from the valley of Achor, and turned northward toward Gilgal, which is opposite the ascent of Admamim. The border went up to Debir from the valley of Achor and turned northward toward Gilgal, which is opposite the ascent of Adamim, which is on the south of the valley, and the border continued to the waters of En Shemesh and ended at En Rogel. Then the border went up the valley of Ben Hinnom to the slope of the Jebusite on the south, that is Jerusalem. And the border went up to the top of the mountain, which is before the valley of Hinnom to the west, which is at the end of the valley of Rephaim toward the north. From the top of the mountain, the border curved to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah and proceeded to the cities of Mount Ephron. Then the border curved to Bala. The border turned about from Bala westward to Mount Seir and continued to the slope of Mount Jearim on the north, and went down to Beth Shemesh and continued through Timnah. The border proceeded to the side of Ekron northward. Then the border curved to Shekaron and continued to Mount Bala and proceeded to Jabneel, and the border ended at the sea. The west border was at the Great Sea, even its coastline. This is the border around the sons of Judah according to their families. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I thought I was done reading all these crazy names. Apparently not. Now he gave to Caleb the son of Jephunneh a portion among the sons of Judah, according to the command of the Lord to Joshua, namely Kiriath Arba, Arba being the father of Anak, that is, Hebron. Caleb drove out from there the three sons of Anak, Sheshai and Ahiman and Talmai, the children of Anak. Then he went up from there against the inhabitants of Debir. Now the name of Debir formerly was Kiriath Sepher. And Caleb said, the one who attacks Kiriath Sepher and captures it, I will give him Achsah, my daughter, as a wife. Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, captured it. So he gave him Achsah, his daughter, as a wife. It came about that when she came to him, she persuaded him to ask her father for a field. So she alighted from the donkey, and Caleb said to her, what do you want? Then she said, give me a blessing. Since you have given me the land of the Negev, give me also springs of water. So he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Judah according to their families. Now the cities at the extremity of the tribe of the sons of Judah toward the border of Edom in the south were Kabzeel and Eder and Jagur, and Kinnah and Dimona and Adadah, and Kadesh and Hazor and Ithnan, Ziph and Telem and Bealoth, and Hazor Hadadah, and Kiriath Hezron, Amam and Shema and Moladah, and Hazar Gadah, and Heshmon, and Beth Pelet, and Hazar Shual, and Beersheba, and Biziothia, Bala, and Iam, and Azim, and El Todad, and Chazil, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Madna, and Ziklag, and Madmana, and Sasana, and Laboeth, and Shalim, and Ain, and Rimmon. In all, 29 cities with their villages. In the lowland, Eshtoel, and Zorah, and Ashna, and Zanoah, and En-Gamim, Tapua, and Enam, Jarmuth, and Adullam, Sako, and Azekah, and Sharam, and Adathaim, and Gedera, and Gederothaim, and Sharam, and Adathaim, and Gedera, and Gederothaim, 14 cities with their villages. Zenan and Hadeshah and Migdal-Gad and Dilian and Mizpah and Joktheel, Lachish and Bozkath and Eglon, and Kaban and Lamas and Chitlish, and Gederoth, Beth Dagon, and Nama, and Makkedah, 16 cities with their villages. Libnah and Ether and Ashan, and Iftah and Ashna and Nazib, and Keilah and Akzib and Maresha, 9 cities with their villages. Ekron with its towns and its villages. From Ekron even to the sea, all that were by the side of Ashdod with their villages. Ashdod, its towns and its villages. Gaza, its towns and its villages, as far as the brook of Egypt and the great sea, even its coastline. In the hill country, Shamir and Jatir and Soka, and Dana and Kiriath Sana, and Anab and Eshtemoa and Anim, and Goshen and Holon and Gilo. 11 cities with their villages. Arab and Duma and Eshan, and Janum and Beth Tapua and Aphka, and Humta and Kiriath Arba, and Zior, 9 cities with their villages. Maon, Carmel, and Ziph, and Judah, and Jezreel, and Jokdeam, and Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with their villages, Halhul, Bethzur, and Gedor, and Marath, and Beth Anoth, and Eltekon, 6 cities with their villages, Kiriath Baal, and Rabbah, 2 cities with their villages. In the wilderness, Beth Araba, Medin, and Sakaka, and Nibshan, and the city of Salt, and Engedi, 6 cities with their villages. Now, as for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the sons of Judah could not drive them out. So the Jebusites live with the sons of Judah at Jerusalem until this day. Y'all, I thought I was done reading all those crazy names. The Lord said, "You thought." Nice try, lady. I'm so sorry for the butchering. Good grief. Joshua 16, territory of Ephraim. Then the lot for the sons of Joseph went from the Jordan at Jericho to the waters of Jericho on the east into the wilderness, going up from Jericho through the hill country to Bethel. It went from Bethel to Luz and continued to the border of the Archites at Adaroth. It went down westward to the territory of the Japhelites, as far as the territory of lower Beth Horon, even to Gezer, and it ended at the sea. The sons of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim received their inheritance. Now this was the territory of the sons of Ephraim according to their families. The border of their inheritance eastward was Ataroth Adair, as far as upper Beth Horon. Then the border went westward at Mikmethath on the north, and the border turned about eastward to Tanath Shiloh, and continued beyond it to the east of Genoa. It went down from Genoa to Adaroth and to Nera, then reached Jericho and came out at the Jordan. From Tapua, the border continued westward to the brook of Kanah, and it ended at the sea. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Ephraim, according to their families, together with the cities which were set apart for the sons of Ephraim in the midst of the inheritance of the sons of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. But they did not drive out the Canaanites who lived in Gezer. So the Canaanites live in the midst of Ephraim to this day, and they became forced laborers. Joshua 17, territory of Manasseh. Now this was the lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph. To Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, were allotted Gilead and Bashan, because he was a man of war. So the lot was made for the rest of the sons of Manasseh according to their families. For the sons of Abiezer, and for the sons of Helek, and for the sons of Asriel, and for the sons of Shechem, and for the sons of Hepher, and for the sons of Shemida, these were the male descendants of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, according to their families. However, Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, only daughters, and these are the names of his daughters: Mala and Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They came near before Eleazar the priest and before Joshua the son of Nun and before the leaders, saying, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brothers." So according to the command of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among their father's brothers. Thus there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, besides the land of Gilead and Bashan, which is beyond the Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh received an inheritance among his sons. And the land of Gilead belonged to the rest of the sons of Manasseh. The border of Manasseh ran from Asher to Mikmethath, which was east of Shechem. Then the border went southward to the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. The land of Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the sons of Ephraim. The border went down to the brook of Kanah, southward of the brook. These cities belonged to Ephraim among the cities of Manasseh. And the border of Manasseh was on the north side of the brook, and it ended at the sea. The south side belonged to Ephraim, and the north side to Manasseh, and the sea was their border, and they reached to Asher on the north and to Issachar on the east. In Issachar and in Asher, Manasseh had Beth Shean and its towns, and Ablim and its towns, and the inhabitants of Dor and its towns, and the inhabitants of En-Dor and its towns, and the inhabitants of Tanakh and its towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and its towns. The third is Nepheth. But the sons of Manasseh could not take possession of these cities, because the Canaanites persisted in living in that land. It came about when the sons of Israel became strong, they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but they did not drive them out completely. Then the sons of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, "Why have you given me only one lot and one portion for an inheritance, since I am a numerous people whom the Lord has thus far blessed?" Joshua said to them, "If you are a numerous people, Go up to the forest and clear a place for yourself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the Rephaim, since the hill country of Ephraim is too narrow for you." The sons of Joseph said, "The hill country is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites who live in the valley land have chariots of iron, both those who are in Beth Shean and its towns, and those who are in the valley of Jezreel." Joshua spoke to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, saying, "You are a numerous people and have great power. You shall not have one lot only, but the hill country shall be yours. For though it is a forest, you shall clear it, and to its farthest borders it shall be yours. For you shall drive out the Canaanites, even though they have chariots of iron, and though they are strong." Joshua 18, rest of the land divided. Then the whole congregation of the sons of Israel assembled themselves at Shiloh, and set up the tent of meeting there, and the land was subdued before them. There remained among the sons of Israel 7 tribes who had not divided their inheritance. So Joshua said to the sons of Israel, "How long will you put off entering to take possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you? Provide for yourselves 3 men from each tribe, that I may send them, and that they may arise and walk through the land and write a description of it according to their inheritance. Then they shall return to me. They shall divide it into 7 portions. Judah shall stay in its territory on the south, and the house of Joseph shall stay in their territory on the north. You shall describe the land in 7 divisions, and bring the description here to me. I will cast lots for you here before the Lord our God. For the Levites have no portion among you, because the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. Gad and Reuben and the half-tribe of Manasseh have also received their inheritance eastward beyond the Jordan, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them." Then the men arose and went, and Joshua commanded those who went to describe the land, saying, "Go and walk through the land and describe it, and return to me. Then I will cast lots for you here before the Lord in Shiloh." So the men went and passed through the land and described it by cities in 7 divisions in a book. Then they came to Joshua to the camp at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord, and there Joshua divided the land to the sons of Israel according to their divisions. Now the lot of the tribe of the sons of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the territory of their lot lay between the sons of Judah and the sons of Joseph. Their border on the north side was from the Jordan. Then the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north, and went up through the hill country westward, and it ended at the wilderness of Beth Aven. From there, the border continued to Luz, to the side of Luz, southward, and the border went down to Ataroth Adar, near the hill which lies on the south of lower Beth Horon. The border extended from there, and turned round on the west side, southward, from the hill which lies before Beth Horon, southward, and it ended at Kiriath Baal, a city of the sons of Judah. This was the west side. Then the south side was from the edge of Kiriath Jearim, and the border went westward and went to the fountain of the waters of Nephtoah. The border went down to the edge of the hill which is in the valley of Ben Hinnom, which is in the valley of Rephaim, northward, and it went down to the valley of Hinnom to the slope of the Jebusite southward, and went down to En Rogel. It ended northward and went to En Shemesh, and went to Geliloth, which is opposite the ascent of Adamim, and it went down to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. It continued to the side in front of the Arabah northward, and went down to the Arabah. The border continued to the side of Beth Hoglah northward, and the border ended at the north bay of the Salt Sea at the south end of the Jordan. This was the south border. Moreover, the Jordan was its border on the east side. This was the inheritance of the sons of Benjamin, according to their families and according to its borders all around. Now the cities of the tribe of the sons of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Beth Hoglah, and Emek Keziz, and Beth Araba, and Zemarim, and Bethel, and Avim, and Perah, and Ophrah, and Chephnar, Amani, and Ophni, and Geba, 12 cities with their villages. Gibeon, and Ramah, and Beeroth, and Mizpeh, and Shephirah, and Moza, and Rechem, and Irpeel, and Terala, and Zelah, Haleth, and the Jebusite. Gibeah and Kiriath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the sons of Benjamin according to their families. Joshua 19, territory of Simon. Then the second lot fell to Simon, to the tribe of the sons of Simon according to their families, and their inheritance was in the midst of the inheritance of the sons of Judah. So they had as their inheritance Beersheba, or Sheba, and Molada, and Hazar Shual, and Bela, and Ezem, and Eltalad, and Bethul, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Beth Markaboth, and Hazar Susa, and Beth Leboath, and Sharuhen, 13 cities with their villages. Ain, Rimmon, and Ether, and Ashan, 4 cities with their villages, and all the villages which were around these cities as far as Balath Beer, Ramah of the Negev. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Simon according to their families. The inheritance of the sons of Simon was taken from the portion of the sons of Judah, for the share of the sons of Judah was too large for them. So the sons of Simon received an inheritance in the midst of Judah's inheritance. Now the third lot came up for the sons of Zebulun according to their families. And the territory of their inheritance was as far as Sarid. Then their border went up to the west and to Marilah. It then touched Dabasheth and reached to the brook that is before Jokneam. Then it turned from Sarid to the east towards the sunrise as far as the border of Chisloth Tabor, and it proceeded to Dabarath and up to Japhia. From there it continued eastward toward the sunrise to Gath Hefer, to Eth-Kazin, and it proceeded to Rimmon, which stretches to Neah. The border circled around it on the north to Hanathon, and it ended at the valley of Iftahel. Included also were Kittah and Nahalal, and Shimron and Adalah and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the sons of Zebulun according to their families, these cities with their villages. The fourth lot fell to Issachar, to the sons of Issachar according to their families. Their territory was to Jezreel and included Cheseloth and Shunem, and Haphraim and Shion and Anaharath, and Rabbith and Kishion and Abez, and Remeth and En-Ganim, and En-Hada and Beth-Pazez. The border reached to Tabor and Shahazuma and Beth Shemesh, and their border ended at the Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Issachar according to their families, the cities with their villages. Now the fifth lot fell to the tribe of the sons of Asher according to their families. Their territory was Helkath and Hali and Beten and Akshap and Alamelech and Amad and Mishal, and it reached to Carmel on the west and to Shihor-Libnath. It turned toward the east to Beth Dagon and reached to Zebulun and to the valley of Iftahel, northward toward Beth Emek and Neo. And then it proceeded on north to Kabul, and Ebron and Rehob and Hammon and Canaan as far as Great Sidon. The border turned toward Ramah and to the fortified city of Tyre. Then the border turned to Hosa, and it ended at the sea by the region of Akzib. Included also were Ummah and Aphek and Rehob, 22 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Asher according to their families, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot fell to the sons of Naphtali, according to their families. Their border was from Heleph, from the oak in Zananim, and Adami Nekeb and Jabneel as far as Luckham, and it ended at the Jordan. Then the border turned westward to Aznoth Tabor, and proceeded from there to Hukkok, and it reached to Zebulun on the south, and touched Asher on the west, and to Judah at the Jordan toward the east. The fortified cities were Ziddim, Zer, and Hamath, Rekath, and Chinnereth, and Adamah, and Ramah, and Hazor, and Kadesh, and Edrei, and En-Hazor, and Yiron, and Migdal-El, Horem, and Beth-Anath, and Beth-Shemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Naphtali according to their families, the cities with their villages. Last one, guys. Bear with me. The seventh lot fell to the tribe of the sons of Dan according to their families. The territory of their inheritance was Zorah and Eshtaol and Ir-Shemesh and Shalabin and Aijalon and Ithla and Elon and Timnah and Ekron and Eltekeh and Gibbethon and Belath and Jehud and Bene-Barak and Gath Rimmon and Mejarkan and Rakkon with the territory over against Joppa. The territory of the sons of Dan proceeded beyond them, for the sons of Dan went up and fought with Lashem and captured it. Then they struck it with the edge of the sword and possessed it and settled in it. And they called Lashem Dan after the name of Dan their father. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Dan according to their families, these cities with their villages. When they finished apportioning the land for inheritance by its borders, the sons of Israel gave an inheritance in their midst to Joshua the son of Nun. In accordance with the command of the Lord, they gave him the city for which he asked, Timnath-Serah in the hill country of Ephraim. So he built the city and settled in it. These are the inheritances which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the households of the tribes of the sons of Israel distributed by lot in Shiloh before the Lord at the doorway of the tent of meeting. So they finished dividing the land. And honestly, not a moment too soon. For those of you who have stuck with me this entire time butchering these names, bless you. Because honestly, I'm over it. I'm gonna be honest. I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna do it, but I can't do it anymore. So many names. I hope somebody has a map. Somebody taking notes? I hope somebody was taking notes. Much of the promised land was unconquered at this point, but God's plan was to go ahead and include it in the divisions among the tribes. God's desire was that it would eventually be conquered by the Israelites. God knows the future, and as he leads us, he already knows about the victories that lie ahead. Just as the Israelites still had to go to battle and fight, so we must still face the trials and fight the battles of our unconquered land. What are our unconquered lands? Say that 3 times fast, guys. What are our? They may be overseas missionary territories, new languages in which to translate the Bible, new missionary areas in our neighborhoods, interest groups or institutions that need to change, unchallenged public problems or ethical issues, unconfessed sin in our lives, or underdeveloped talents and resources. What territory has God given you to conquer? This territory is your promised land. Trust God and take the land. Your inheritance will be a new heaven and a new earth. I'm going to tell you guys right now, my territory that God has given me to conquer is this entire Old Testament. and the very complicated names that nobody can pronounce ever. Ever. That's my territory. Am I conquering it? No. I'm trying my best. And that's the end of episode 47. I have no comments other than good grief, Charlie Brown. Those names are insane. Kudos to those of you who can actually pronounce them correctly. I imagine speaking the language helps. Apologies for butchering all of the names. Clearly, this is my unpromised land that I need to conquer. I'm working on it, guys. Oh, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for today's episode. That's probably our most tedious one of Joshua. Joshua has been quick. It's been easy to read. We had conquers and battles, and now it's taken a page out of the book of Numbers. It's what it's done. Oh man, that was a rough one. Shake it off. We gotta power through that one. Goodness. As always, we do end in a prayer, and today's prayer is going to be very simple. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray over the people that you are given challenges and territories to conquer as you will, much like you've given me the names of all of these places and these peoples in the Old Testament to pronounce as my territory to conquer. I pray that everybody is able to conquer the territories and the lands and the challenges that you have placed before them and that they are going through. Thank you so much, God, as always, for being with us, even though I butcher the names of everything. I am so thankful that this word is here for us to read, even though it may be challenging at times. I believe that this is going to be all of our territories that we need to conquer today as we go back and listen and read through these last chapters. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you guys so much for being here with me on episode 47, and I will see you tomorrow for episode 48, where hopefully it's a little less complicated to get through. God bless you guys.